Hey guys, this is Sabina. Welcome back to Day-Today Chess. For today, I will be going over round 1 of the final of the World Chess Cup in Baku between Peter Svidler and Sergey Karjakin. Let's see what happened in this game. Knight f3, not the normal move that Svidler adopts. He gained fame throughout his chess career mostly as an e4 player, but it seems that for this tournament, everything is ready. Everybody's ready to make some changes in order to be able to have some chances to the title, or, other players, of course, to keep advancing more and more. Preparation plays a really important role in this type of knockout system tournament. Bishop e7, d3. So far, we can say that it is a reversed King's Indian or King's Indian attack. And now, after castle, knight bd2. Of course, white eventually will put a pawn in the center, so we're going to see if it's going to be a Reti or a French. Closed French, technically. c5. So, Peter went for e4. So we have a French. On a different move order, we have a French structure. Well, French structure with black. I'm sorry. This is the French structure. Okay, this pawn doesn't matter. But this is the French structure, and it's a closed French, since white didn't start the game with e4, e6, d4, d5, right? The pawn is in d3. And let's see what happened here. Knight c6, rook e1. So far, it's theory. There have been many games played in this line. White's idea is, bring this knight towards f1, and then at some point we're going to play e5. And if we would manage to actually get this chain of pawns, b2, c3, d4, e5, that would be amazing, because you normally don't get this type of position from a regular French. So if you can get it from a closed one, although you lost some tempo with d3, d4, black still has big trouble with their bishop in c8. So b5. And now, surprisingly, Peter Svidler took in d5. This is a rare move. There haven't been that many games played here. Normally, white goes for e5 in this position, and then after knight d7, they play knight f1. And then the plan is with, for example, after a5, playing h4, and then this knight comes towards g4. This knight is going to go to g5. There's going to be pressure in e5, so white is going to defend this pawn with the bishop in f4, but basically white's plan is to start an attack on the king side. As you can see, there are so many pawns on the queen side from the black side, so they are going to play on this side of the board, so we need to start some attacking to the king. This would be the normal way that this closed French would go. However, Svidler seemed to have some other ideas in mind. He captured in d5, somewhat trying to simplify the position, but in a way, but in another way, he's giving away the center. So let's see what was his plan. You normally don't see top players giving away so many positional things in one game, so there's definitely a reason behind this capture. Now, Karjakin captured with the knight. Normally people in this position will capture with a pawn, because you want to maintain your center. If white gives away the center, you want to take with a pawn, and then you want this bishop to be opened. And there have been games here, mostly white responds immediately with d4. So you cannot afford to leave black all this center and you nothing. You have no space. So that's why white in this position plays d4. And okay, here there have been different choices by black. Some played c4. And then, of course, still try to have a play on the queen side. Others played bishop g4. So actually, Caruana played bishop g4 in this position against Topalov. So this is just another position, but surprisingly or not, Karjakin captured with the knight. he most likely wanted to play a reversed Marotti, you know, like then play e5, f6, e5, basically, and try to have this nice pawn structure, the space, and white, you know, would remain without much space. But okay, it's not very easy because you're black, so you have some move. You are some moves behind than regular Marotti. So let's see what happened. Knight e4. Svidler is working on his development. He cannot stay with this knight in d2, and this idea of playing knight f1, h4, you know, doesn't work immediately. If you have the e4 square now, you should put your knight in the center. Besides, black is never gonna play f5 to chase your knight away from here, because he would give you this e5 square, so you'll be able to have an outpost there. Bishop b7. So far, development is happening. And now Peter played c3. This move is typical for King Indian positions with reverse colors, but this one's as well. The idea of the c3 is, well, first of all, it's a restricting move. It's restricting this knight in c6. Second of all, I'm getting, and not only that, but also keeps this knight from coming possibly to b4 and that to d4, and maybe there will be some fork in c2. But in the same time, I'm getting ready to eventually play a d4. Okay, so I want to break through the center. You don't have that much center yet. You still have a pawn in c5 controlling the d4 square, a possible outpost. So you want to start have some play with white. So c3. a6 seemed a little bit dubious to me. Yes, he's defending b5, but okay, I don't believe there was a need to play this a6 move, in my opinion. Maybe instead of that, maybe h6 was a better choice for black. And the reason I'm saying this is because with these two knights, there's always a possibility for white to play knight g5, then try to bring the queen to attack h7, f7. So this is just, when you don't know what to do, try to improve your position. And a6 doesn't really seem an improvement to me, because maybe you want to play a5. Why to restrict yourself to just to a6? Whereas h6, you have you're making a space for your king. You're stopping knight g5 or bishop g5 ideas, and this seems like a nice idea to me. But maybe I'm wrong here. But I feel that h6 would have been just a better move for black in this position. a6 doesn't seem really part of the plan. And in this position, Peter went for a4. Which is another typical idea of these pawn structures. So you need to do something with white. Well, d4 you want to play it, but if you just play it immediately, maybe there's just going to be some trades and you know, just simplifying the position. With a4, you start some attack on b5 because, okay, with a6, I mean, why did they play a6? Did they play to stay there and let me capture in b5 and then, okay, of course, trade rooks and then maybe queen b3, put some pressure? Or did they play it, I mean, it just, basically, it shows that a6 was not really necessary because black's next move was b4. So, now what are you doing with a6? Not very much. But anyways, I wanted to say that there was another plan that Svidler could adopt, and probably interesting one in this position, maybe h4. And the idea here would be that for example, if h6, now queen e2, and if queen c7, you can try maybe to play some maybe knight h2 stuff, but it's kind of slow. You're not really ready anymore. Black is restricting white with this h6. So I like a4. I like Svidler's move a lot. A4, opening up the position. Now b4. So, of course, this is another typical thing for black to do, putting pressure in c3, and now you know that you let me play b4, maybe I'm going to create some weakness in c3, and not only that, if you're going to push, then d4 is going to be a square for my knight from c6, and the diagonal will be open. So here, bishop g5, very nice move. White doesn't have that much space, so trading a piece would be great for him. And trading a piece, not only just some random piece, but this bishop is defending c5, so I'm trying to get rid of your defense to have some pressure in c5. But of course, black doesn't want to trade, although it might have been a better choice for him, trading here, now queen e7, and then if queen h5, you can just play h6, and this seems quite safe for black. Okay, I traded my bishop, but I still have more space. You still have your pawns, especially this d3 one, a little bit weak is gonna be once I bring a rook on the d file. So this might have been better. He played f6, which okay, he's trying to get the Maruti position, as I mentioned to you earlier, but it's not really the best choice. He hasn't finished his development. This king needs to be in HA, maybe not to be weak on the diagonal. He started this before to take in c3, and now he's playing e5. So a little bit mixing of the ideas now. Svidler find this nice move, rook c1, and I'm defending c3. Maybe I have ideas to eventually capture in b4, but I also have d4 idea. So I'm getting ready with the rook, putting some pressure in c6, getting the rook, if in case there's going to be a trade in d4, this knight can come to c5. So now rook f7, dubious in my opinion. There's okay, black is trying to improve his position. Maybe he was thinking bishop fa, bring the rook on d7. This would be some normal idea to play, but here white gets ready to have the threat with d4, and black didn't seem to realize the importance of this d4 in this position. So possibly rook c8 was a better choice in my opinion. Just bringing the rook, getting the control on the c file as well. So now let's see how beautiful this game continued. d4. Okay, take. Okay, maybe not the best to trade here. Maybe black had to trade in d4 immediately. But okay, take, pawn takes, knight takes d4. If pawn takes d4, there's just knight c5, and this knight is just getting really active. And if you give the bishop, then I have the bishop pair. I will never have trouble getting this d4 pawn back and having a really nice position here with white. So knight takes d4, take takes, and again Peter is not hurrying to get this pawn. He could he just played queen b3 here. Very nice move, attacking the bishop, but in the same time using this diagonal to his advantage. Rook b8, rook b1. Now you cannot move the bishop. Now another pin here. I'm sorry. Another pin there. Now rook c1, bringing another piece on the open file. What is our idea? Well, we want to play some knight to c5, and if you capture, I capture back with the rook. And here, just a blunder by Karjakin, but there's really, it's not very clear how he can improve the position. Simply, this d4 was so strong that it gave white such a good advantage. Now, after queen e6, what happened? Knight c5, double attack. You need to trade, and how can you defend this knight? You can't defend it anymore. I mean, yes, you can play maybe rook d7, but because of this pin, you're simply just losing material here, right? Bishop takes, rook takes, queen takes, bishop takes, and at the end you're losing the rook in b8. So he played rook d8, attack, now queen c4, and after there are some more moves, some check, takes, and there's nothing more to do here. White is simply winning with these bishops. Stay tuned for another game tomorrow. Thank you.